In this video, we are going to organize and summarize quantitative data using Minitab. The first thing that we're going to look at is constructing frequency tables. So the way we do that is we go to Stat, we go to Tables, and then we go to Tally Individual Variables. Now we're going to pick a variable that is quantitative. So we're going to look at commute time, which is commute underscore 2, C16. We select it, and we'll look at the counts. We also would like to look at the percents, and then let's look at the cumulative percents. Okay, hit OK. And in the session window, we see that Minitab has computed a frequency table. If we look here, we see that for 3 minutes there was one person. Here she had a short commute time. There were 5 people who had a 5-minute commute time. There were 14 people that had a 10-minute commute. Now if we looked at that as far as a percent, that's about 9.4%. Now if we look at 15 minutes, there were 27 people who had a 15-minute commute to Cincinnati State. Now that equals out to about 18%. And if we look at 30-minute commute, again that's 27, which is 18%. The longest commute was 150 minutes, and that was one student. Now if we look at this column, cumulative percents, what that tells us is we start with the very first row, add each one. So we start with 0.67, and then we add this new percent for 5-minute commute, which is 3.36. Add those two together and you get 4.03. Then add the next one and the next one, and at the end we should be 100%. Let's look at another example. Let's look at number of credits. And again, what we do is we go to Stat, we go to Tables, Tally Individual Variables. This time we want number of credits. C15, select it, hit OK. And then again, the session window, it produces it. We see for 3 credits, that means they're only taking Stat 1. There were 9 students. That's about 6%. There were 12 students that were taking 6 credits, 11 students taking 7, so on and so forth. The largest, 41 students taking 12 credits because they're considered full-time. That as a percent would be 27.52% of the people who took the survey were taking 12 hours. There was 1 student taking 20 hours, 2 students taking 18 hours. So we can see that this frequency distribution very quickly summarize the raw data. Now what if we wanted to look at what is the typical value for the number of credits, and what's the spread look like? Okay, now the way we do that is we used what's called Descriptive Statistics in Minitab. Now the way you compute that is you go to Stat, Basic Statistics, Display Descriptive Statistics. Okay, now we can put more than one variable. I'm going to go ahead and do our 2 examples at the same time. Commute, select, and also number of credits, select. Now you can do these one at a time, or you can do them together. Now if we click on statistics, we can actually choose different stats. For example, if we wanted variance, we can click variance. If we would like the interquartile range or the mode, we can select those. Let's just hit OK. Let's hit OK again. And we see in the session window commute time and number of credits. We see that and there were 149 students, both. No missing values. The mean for commute time was about 25 minutes. Standard deviation was 17.42. This is the variance, so if we take standard deviation and square it, we get the variance. The minimum was 3 minutes. Q1 here is the 25th percentile, so that means that 25% of the students had a commute time of 15 or less. And at the same token, 75% had a commute time of 15 minutes or more. The median, which is also Q2, or the 50th percentile, is 20 minutes, which means 50% of the students who took this survey had a commute time of 20 minutes or less, or had a commute time 20 minutes or more. If we look down here, we see that Q3 for commute time is 30 minutes, so 75% had a commute time of 30 minutes or less, 25% had a commute time 30 minutes or more, and then the largest was 150 minutes. If we look at the number of credits, the average, the mean was 10.96, so about 11 hours. Standard deviation was about 3.5, variant about 12.3. The minimum was 3 credit. Q1 was 9 credits, median was 12, Q3 was 13, and the largest was 20, called the maximum. So this ends this video session for organizing and summarizing quantitative data.